And if you listen carefully, you will hear the sounds of nature, the crickets, the insistent call of the koha, ko, ko, and the peacocks who usually strut around are confining themselves to the pool area. In fact, I'm inclined to think that they come amongst us when they see the guests. They like to be admired. So today, we decided on this topic of Ayurveda and health after a lot of consideration. Ayurveda is a science, a medical science. It is also a philosophy. And these two things go together. Ayurveda, as well as the indigenous medicine of Sri Lanka, was discovered a long time ago. It is the medicine and the wisdom of the universe. It was found from the universe, and I think it can still be found in the universe. Its roots are deep in spirituality. And most of you know that if you come to Barberyn, you get a whole treatment which is individually prescribed. And I realized this nature when we discussed with our senior consultant of the Barberyn's Institute of Ayurveda on testing and getting the evidence of a medicine for diabetes. And she told me, in Ayurveda, we don't have one single medicine. It's always a program of medicine. And when I consult with the patient, when I listen to the patient, when I look at the patient, the medicine I should give come to my mind. And I thought to myself, that's what happens. This doctor who is spiritually inclined is able to, even at that time, tap into the universe for the medicine. So the doctor needs to be knowledgeable. The doctor also needs to develop a certain level of consciousness. And then you have a fine physician. And today, I am happy to introduce Dr. Pushpa, our senior physician at Barberyn Beach, with whom we will have a conversation. And at the end of this conversation, in about 30 minutes, we'll have a question and answer session. She will answer some of the questions, and her team of doctors will answer the remainder in text. So, Dr. Pushpa, I would like you to introduce yourself and tell us, to begin with, how does Ayurveda define health? What is Ayurveda's perspectives on health? So over to you, Dr. Pushpa.
Ayubowan. I'm Dr. Pushpa. I'm senior physician in Barberyn Beach Ayurveda Resort. I'm at Barberyn Beach together with Miss Millie, Mr. Bueneke, Miss Lasmi, and Dr. Champika. There are 38 other staff members. We all maintain our place as it is. I hope you are all well and happy. I am very happy that I have this opportunity to talk with you and share some of our knowledge, understanding of the health and being healthy. In this time of COVID-19, when the world is searching for something, some solutions, Sri Lanka Ayurveda is wide, deep, for we have the benefit of the Weligama, or the indigenous medical system that exists even before we received Ayurveda. Now, I would like to come to the questions what Ms. Geeta asking. The World Health Organization has been given a definition for health. The health is a state of complete physical, mental, social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. Ayurveda defines health more broadly to include spiritual well-being. In fact, the idea of holistic health comes from traditional medicine. Ayurveda has been given a definition for health due to Dhanvantari tradition. The Susruta Sanghita says that Samadosha Samagnischa Samadhatu Malakriya Prasannatmendriya Mana Swastha Ityabhidhiyate. Samadosha, Sama Agni, Samadhatu, Malakriya. What is Samadosha? Probably you heard about dosha. If you come to Barberyn, I think all of you know about the dosha. We are mentioned 3 doshas named as Vata, Pitta, Kapha. These 3 doshas govern all the biological and physiological functions in the body, even in our mind. But in this same textbook, explain another 2 doshas, what we have in our mind. These 2 doshas are called as Rajas and Tamas. And then we can look at these Vata, Pitta, Kapha, Rajas and Tamas. There are doshas physically and mentally. Then we could identify we have body and mind combination. There is a interrelationship in between these 2. And these doshas should be in balanced situation to have a better health. And Sama Agni. What is Agni? Agni we can mention as a digestive power. When we talk about this Agni, as a variety, we can identify 13 types. The main one is Jataragni. Another 5 Agnis we can recognize related with Panchamahabhuta. These 5 Agnis we mention as Bhutagni. Then we could identify another 7 related with our Sapta Dhatu. So that's why we mention these Agnis as Dhatu Agni. Jataragni, 5 Bhutagnis, 7 Dhatu Agnis. These are the 13 varieties. But as a function, if we think about Agni, there are 4 steps, 4 types. Samagni, Vishama Agni, Tiksnagni, Mandagni. Visamagni, Tiksnagni, Mandagni, these are not healthy. Samagni is the one who makes us healthy. What we are talking about Dhatu. Dhatu is tissues. In our science, we mention 7 dhatus, named as Rasa Dhatu, Rakta Dhatu, Mansa Dhatu, Meda Dhatu, Asti, Majja, Shukra. And these dhatus also should function well to have a better balance in our body. And Malakriya. What is Malakriya? Mala. Meaning is waste materials. Mainly we are talking about 3 waste materials. In Sanskrit we mention as Purisha, Mutra, Sweda. Purisha means Mutra means urine, Sweda means sweat. These 3 waste materials also should be function well to have a better balance. These all happening physically in our body, but also we can recognize there's something else in this stanza. Prasanna Atma Indriya Mana. What is Prasanna Atma? Pleasant soul. We should have a pleasant soul to have a better balance. And then Indriya. When we talk about the Indriya, that means organs. We have 10 organs. 5 organs we mention as motor organs. 5 organs we mention as sensory organs. And these all should be in a balanced stage. Mana. Prasannatma, Indriya, Mana. Next one is Mana. Mana is mind. Also, we should have a pleasant mind. When we have a pleasant mind, our visual perception will be good. And the others always like to be company with that type of person. If we could see all these characters through the person, this person we can say as a healthy person. In Ayurveda, we say swastha. It's a Sanskrit word. And then if we have this physical, mental balancement, we can live healthy.
Thank you, Dr. Pushpa. That verse that you recited, Samadosha, Samadhatu, Samagni, captures the essence of the physical part of Ayurveda. We generally say everything needs to be in balance, but in Ayurveda, we are showed what is to be in balance, how is it to be in balance. Ayurveda is a science that is as vast as the ocean. And of course, what Dr. Pushpa can share with us is a little glimpse. But even through that, you would have seen, apart from the physical, 5,000 years ago, they also talked about the mental part. Prasanna, Atma, Indriya. Pleasant in the sense organs, pleasant in body, and pleasant in mind. And this is one of our favorite verses. And in fact, when you come back to Barberyn, you will see a beautiful poster about the healthy person. Because we feel that such a person is also someone you like to associate, someone you like to have around. So we would like to move on, Dr. Pushpa, and tell us a little about why Ayurveda thinks you must be healthy. I mean, we all know we need to be healthy. We all take it for granted when we are healthy. But does Ayurveda go beneath this into why we are given this life and why we should be healthy to enjoy it? Dr. Pushpa?
If we come to this world as a human being, in our life, we have 4 aims. In Charaka Sanhita, mention very nicely that Dharmartha Kama Mokshanam Marogya Mula Muttamam. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. What is Dharma? The Dharma is righteousness and good values. To have a good values, righteousness, we have to have better health. If not, it's not working there. Then the next aim is Artha. Artha is property, economic values. I think you know, if someone all the time ill, what happened to that person? They can't do any work, even their regular activities. Then how they could earn something to live or to enjoy this life? That means if we could have good health, we can get better economical values and prosperity. That is another aim in our life. The third aim in our life, the karma. Now we have a good values, good economical values, then we can enjoy. That karma means pleasure, love, psychological values. And we can live happily if we have this better health. And the last aim in our life as a human being, moksha. Moksha is liberation, spiritual value, ultimate ideal of human life. What is that? To break the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. And we can follow all these aims if we have a good health. If not, we can't follow these aims. That's why the good health is important for us. And this same importance, according to Buddhist philosophy, we could find the Buddha has been explained the importance of the good health. Arogya paramalabha santutti paramandanam visasa paramanyati nibbanam paramansukam. Arogya paramalabha. Health is the best profit in our life. If we have this profit, santutti paramandanam. But before that, I have to mention, if we have this good profit, that means good health, our physical well-being we can develop. Then when we develop our physical well-being, our happiness comes to us. That helping to develop our mental well-being. The third steps we can mention, visasa parama jnati, trust. If we could trust in this life, it is like a relatives for us. And if we have these qualities in our life, that means the visasa paramanyati, in that steps, we are improving our social well-being. When we have a good physical well-being improvement, good mental well-being improvement, then we improve our social well-being, and then we could improve our spiritual well-being. Then actually we can live healthy. That importance we could find in this Buddhist philosophy too.
Thank you, Dr. Pushpa. I think you made it clear to us that in Ayurveda there are the 4 factors relating to why we need to be healthy so that we can enjoy and experience life's pleasures, so that we can engage in economic activity, so that we can have social mobility, and that we can finally find the wisdom that we all seek, or enlightenment. And the stanza that she told us from the Buddha's words is something that we in Sri Lanka learn from childhood. When we are in school, maybe in the 5th standard, grade 5, we are taught this. Arogya Paramalabha. And now, with my understanding of so many years later, I see that Arogya Paramalabha means health is the greatest profit. And what it means is that investment in health brings you your most important profit. And it's something for all of us to keep in mind. And that happiness is our greatest wealth. And trust is also as important because very often we are full of doubt. Trust is our natural inclination, but doubt comes from so many factors. And trust is an important relation, a relative. And enlightenment is the final goal. You will listen to these beautiful stanzas from Dr. Pushpa, and they are in stanzas for a particular purpose. Because 5,000 years ago, there was no written script to write this wisdom of the universe. So the sages learnt it by rote, and it was memorized and passed down from one generation to another. It is the same with Buddhism. 2,600 years ago from then, it was memorized, and it is in Sri Lanka at a particular time when all the monks came together to write it in what we know as the Tripitaka. So now, Dr. Pushpa, we all know that we like to be healthy, we try to be healthy, but sometimes we become unwell. So can you tell us a little bit about why we fall ill according to Ayurveda, and how Ayurveda tries to get our health back to us?
In this question, I can explain how this disease arises. Disease mainly arises because of an imbalance of the doshas. Imbalance in doshas can happen because of so many reasons. Food, what we are taking, and there's so many factors, how we eat, when we eat, and what we eat, like that. And then there's an environmental factor and also genetic factors. And our behaviors also influence for that. And we are always looking how to overcome these illnesses. 5,000 years back, we had same problems. There was an assembly at Himalaya in order to discuss the meaning and method for healing these illnesses of human society. At that time, also they have to find the solution for this. As a result of this assembly, human got this science of life. Nowadays, we named as Ayurveda. In Ayurveda, we are talking two objects, preventative step and curative step. In this two steps, we can do sort of treatments method. I can categorize to three methods: Sodana karma, Samana karma, Tarpana. Sodana, Samana, Tarma. Sodana is purificatory treatment. Samana, palliative treatment. Tarpana, rejuvenative treatment. At the moment, I am not explaining all those things, but I would like to share with you some of the tips which are useful to deal or maintain our health and to improve our ojas. Here I have to mention what is this ojas. The ojas in Ayurveda identify ojas as a immunity. The ojas, essence of this sapta dhatu, is responsible for the nature, immunity against the disease. That's why we have to improve our ojas to prevent from the disease. And so that's why we have to have a better lifestyle, better exercises, yoga and meditation, because these all helping to improve our ojas, because these are helping to function our body well.
In fact, all of you have been to Barberyn. You know that some of you come for the preventive treatment because you want to improve and maintain your health, and some of you come because you have some ailments, some pain which you want to get rid of. And you know that when you come, you have a 3-step of preparing the body for the purification and the rejuvenation. And immunity is also a very important thing. And then you get treatment and you get extra medicine in order to improve your immunity. So with that base of what Ayurveda looks at, health, why we need to be healthy, how does illness arise? Now I think it is time for Dr. Pushpa to give us some practical advice, because Ayurveda not only has a scientific philosophical base, but it has a wide variety of treatment and remedies that we have got from a long time ago. So Dr. Pushpa, I think we would all like to hear some advice from you for these uncertain times.
In this moment also, I would like to happy to tell, drink hot water. So always, if you know me, you know, I'm always telling to drink warm water. And this moment also, I would like to tell it to continue in your daily life. And then you can drink hot teas. You can use some spices for that. Ginger, you can make as a ginger tea, coriander tea, or maybe you can add together ginger coriander tea, cinnamon tea, cardamom tea, and you can drink turmeric with warm water. But when you are taking this spicy tea, you have to careful if you have problems like gastritis or skin diseases, because sometimes when you are taking what I mentioned, these spices, except this coriander, it can increase our pitta. And that time, this issue of the gastritis or skin diseases can be worse. And that's why I can tell you, so all of you can take this coriander tea, which is helping to improve your immunity, and it's helping to prevent from the diseases or infections. And then you can have this turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon. You can mix with bee honey, not the other type of honey, just you have to use the bee honey. Then you can take once a day or twice a day. And that also you can take continuously, few days, then you can have a break, then again you can continue. And then I can tell to make specific soup. I can mention 3 soups. One you can prepare with spices. You can use the garlic, onion, fenugreek, fennel, cumin, and if you have a little bit of black pepper, you can add to that. As ingredients, you can use those things and make as a spices soup, which is helping to improve your immunity because it is helping to improve your metabolic power. And it is one hand cleanse your body if you could add this gardenia and tamarind. Then the other 2 soups you can prepare from rice. One is salted rice soup. When you cooked the rice, and you can take this water, add salt, and it has to be a little bit more salty taste. Then the other one is overcooked rice soup. This salted rice soup helping to clean your system and improve your immunity. And this overcooked rice soup also helping to improve your digestive power. And it is helping to improve your ojas too. And then I would like to tell you, if you are taking a shower, bath in the evening or early in the morning, you can take this bath from warm water. And then I can tell another 2 steps. Steam inhalation that you can do just with the warm water, or you can boil this normal water and this vaporizing stuff, so you can inhale. And then you can add some ingredients. If you have some difficulties, or if you have a sore throat, a runny nose, like if you catch a cold, or if you have a cough, then you can add some ingredients like lemongrass, dried lime skin, and also you can add a little piece of cinnamon into that, and you can boil and inhale this vaporizing substance. Then the other thing is fumigation that you can do internally and externally. Internally, if you do, before you had to prepare something, and then you can find a few pieces of turmeric roots and soak in sesame oil. When it is necessary, you can take 1 piece and lightning, and when the smoke comes, and you can inhale through your nostrils. And that you can do if you have a sore throat like that, a few days continuously, maybe 3-4 days. And then if you are not having anything, just as a preventive step, if you can use it maybe once a week, twice a week. That is better. Then the other one is external fumigation. In that stage, you can, because normally in your kitchen, you throw away this garlic skin, red onion skin. You can collect them and keep it with you, and then you can make the smoke. You have to make this fire, and you can take this substance, garlic skin, dried lime skin, and turmeric, and you can put into the fire, and when this smoke comes, you can put in your house and around your house, and these are the things what you can do to prevent from the diseases. And the other thing also I can mention, if you go out and if you more exposed to the too much dust or to pollution, then when you come back, and you can gargle salt water to prevent from the infections. These are my tips at the moment I can tell you.
Thank you, Dr. Pushpa. And thank you very much for leading us through the scientific concepts of Ayurveda, the philosophical base and its link to spirituality and Buddhism, for the preventive things that we could do in terms of normal health, how you prevent and maintain your health, how you cure illnesses, and finally to some of the advice and tips that you can give us at this time. So with that understanding behind us, it is time for us to open the floor to questions. We have about 15 minutes to do that. What I will do is some of the questions whom my colleagues have shown me, I will ask about 4 or 5 questions which Dr. Pushpa will answer now. And Dr. Pushpa and her team will answer all the questions that you raise, which you send us through Zoom. So after the question and answer session is done, if you hang around a little bit, you can get answers to your questions. So Dr. Pushpa, I would like to move to the first question I've selected. And it says, I am Stephanie, one of your patients, Dr. Pushpa. It is amazing to listen to you, and I feel I'm seated in front of you, and I feel your kindness. My question is, I am a Pitta dosha, and I feel very lethargic and can't imagine going to work. Are Pitta people likely to become lazy and lack energy? Over to you, Dr. Pushpa.
Thank you, Ms. Stephanie. As you mentioned, your Pitta type, usually Pitta type persons are not lethargic, lazy. They are very active and they have a good energy. But now somehow I can see you have a kind of imbalance, because this is not your normal character. This lethargic feeling and lazy feeling actually related to kapha increasement. Then we have to do something to reduce the kapha, to improve this pitta, to make you balance again. So that's why I can tell you to drink warm water, warm drinks. That means like warm tea and ginger, coriander, cinnamon. This kind of teas you can drink, but you have to be careful, because you are Pitta type, not to take too long this kind of tea, because your Pitta can aggravate again. If you are recovered through this symptoms what you mentioned, then you have to stop taking those things so often. And then when you are eating, you have to eat warm food. And then you have to do some exercises. And if you could do yoga, and even if you could do meditation, then I think you could overcome with these symptoms.
So the next question is, I am Maria. Dr. Pushpa, you always tell us to drink the powder and the paste with warm water and honey. I always wondered whether it's important how you drink the medicines.
Miss Maria, it is very important to take these medications as we prescribed, because the honey, warm water, ghee, or any other kind of supporting prescribed herb, if we mention, that is actually working as a media to absorb to our body. And that's why it is very important to take the medicine with prescribing supporting things like honey or ghee, warm water, because it is actually media to absorb.
Okay, in fact, I didn't know that as well, Dr. Pushpa. You always tell me to take any powder with warm water, and sometimes I must confess, if I don't have warm water, I mix it up with cold water. I won't do it in the future. Our third question is, I am Elena. I would like to know a little bit more about detox and how it works.
Detox. Why we need detox? If we have a toxins, we need detox. And in our world, in these days, we have so much pollution, and sometimes we are taking food, water, and if we are doing wrong activities, we could accumulate kind of toxins in our body cells. This accumulation happening very slowly without knowing, but it is happening. And when we do this detox, we can eliminate these accumulative toxins from our body cells. That's why actually it is important to have a detox, because if we have toxins in our cells, and cells is not nourishing well, even if we are eating good food and in a good and good way, and everything is good, but it is not taking to the cells. If we do detox, the cells are free, pleasant, and then the better nourishment they can absorb well. The cells starting to work and starting to function well. Then we could maintain our health. And that's why important to have a detox in our life.
Okay, the next question is, I am Max. Can you explain a little more about Ayurveda treatment for stress and anxiety, which I feel right now?
Stress and anxiety actually come to our mind due to our thinking pattern. And if we are stay in this moment, we are not thinking about past, what happened to us, and we are not think about the future, what will be happen to us, then we don't get any anxiety feeling and no stress is there, because we have to practice, we have to train our mind to live in this moment, because our mind has a character to live in the past or live in the future, and this character is not healthy, and that's why our mind need to train to live in this moment. And so that's why it's better to do the meditation, yoga, and at least if you could practice this meditation 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the evening, then your mind trained to live in this moment, and you can improve that time been doing this meditation. The other thing, you can have a better nourishing food, and we mentioned sattvic food. That means more vegetables and fruits, not so much animal products. Then you can have a better mental health.
Okay, I think this will have to be our final question. And Dr. Pushpa, the question is, my name is Yuri, and I have been to Barberyn Reef many times. Since we are beginning to open up in the country and I have to go to work, how can I protect myself and my family? That's the question.
First, you have to follow all the rules given by your government, like wearing this mask, keep the distance, etc. And then you can also take preventive methods, what we explain in Ayurveda, or we describe in Ayurveda, which I explain though to improve your immunity. That is also another important thing to prevent yourself and to protect your family members. And then you can take nourishing diet, and you have to have a regular good sleep, and there must be enough hours. Daily exercises also important, and daily meditation you can do, or maybe yoga as exercises you can do, and that helping actually to be de-stress and to release your anxiety feeling, that helping to improve your immunity. And then I can tell some other things. You can try to drink hot water, and then you can do salt water gargling, because when you come from the outside into your house, and you can clean your mouth with salt water, that is also helping to prevent from any infections. And then you can try to drink coriander tea, that is also increases our immunity. And have a soup, what I mentioned before, and especially this spicy soup and salted rice soup. And then you can also, when you I think when you come from the outside to inside to your house. And first thing, you have to clean your body and what you're wearing, and especially the clothes, like these things you have to clean, and your body you have to clean well. And these steps, if you continue, I think you can prevent from the infections, and your family can protect through that.
So thank you very much, Dr. Pushpa. And it is time to conclude our session. So as I mentioned to you at the outset, you can send in your questions for the next 15 minutes. We will keep the Zoom open. And if you look down at the bottom of your screen, there is a little icon which says question and answers. So if you click on it, then you can send any questions you have and our doctors will answer you. We have planned sessions like this every Sunday in the month of May to begin with, and we hope to continue in the month of June. Every Sunday, same time and same link. I know that many of you told us to send another reminder email with the link, but we didn't want to overload our guests with emails. So I'm happy also to let you know that we have a new website with a blog. So the additional information about these programs will be on the Barberyn blog. But meanwhile, next week, we will have another session at Barberyn Beach, and it would be yoga with the Barberyn yoga teacher, Amesh. Amesh will demonstrate and do with us some yoga postures, and then move on to sun salutation and pranayama and breathing techniques. So please join us next Sunday, same time, same link. In spite of the fact that we did not send any further reminders or the links again, we have today 230 guests who have joined us for this webinar. Thank you very much for joining. And I will hand you over back to Dr. Pushpa to conclude this session. Thank you very much.
Now, I would like to bless to all of you due to my religion, due to Buddhist way. The first, I will mention one sentence, which is we can use as a loving kindness meditation. And then later I will give another blessing to you. It is coming through Buddhist teaching. May you be well, happy, and healthy. May you be well, happy, and healthy. May you be well, happy, and healthy. Sabbitiyo vivajjantu, sabbarogo vinassatu, mate bhavat antarayo, sukhi digayuko bhava. Teruvan Saranai, Triple Gems blessed you.